And this is not, unfortunately, I listened to you. I didn't dispute what you are saying, but you are talking from an ignorant point. Because what is happening is you have...
Give him a chance to complete explaining.
You have, unfortunately, and this is where we get problems, because you want to go and explain to your people, and you don't have facts. In this digital superhighway, it is connected to the national registration barrier and many other systems within it. It's a huge thing. It has two components. When we now go into the digital superhighway, it has two components. And this is not a SHA system. This is a digital health authority system. It's a Ministry of Health system. So what happens is you have Safaricom being a lead agency with others who have come in to invest in two components. They are investing in infrastructure and maintenance and service for 12 years. Okay? And the procurement method, as I read it here, which they used, is the specially permitted procurement procedure. That is as per the ministry. Yeah? And they presented their documents, which I said, I didn't read that part, but they went to the Attorney General has commented, the National Treasury has commented about it, and they've given them a go-ahead. We are not stopping anything that is happening there. The committee is still in the process of looking at looking at certain areas, which we agree. That is the committee position. But this is the ministry has its position. And as a chair, I'm communicating the ministry's position.
I think, Honorable Bukosa, you've clarified the issue. You've said that's a ministry position. And I think you've confirmed yourselves, Honorable Nikal, that as the committee, you're still interrogating this matter. So this will not prohibit the committee from continuing.
Yes, if a statement is being made, give me. One, if the ministry wishes to make a statement to the public, it is not through this house. If the ministry is making a statement, it does not make reference to the discussions that has become before the committee. Once the ministry brings out the issues that they brought and discussed before the committee, it therefore becomes our discussion as well. So all the things were said, we met with the committee, we did this to the committee. You are therefore bringing the committee into what the ministry is saying. And we have not completed, giving the impression that what the committee is saying, what the ministry is saying, the committee has agreed to it. So on that, there is nothing to withdraw and to apologize.
Okay, Honorable Nikal, I think it's understanding order 44B, the leader of majority or minority or chairperson of a committee or their designee may make a statement relating to their responsibilities in the House or activities of the committee. So yes, they're responsible to oversight the Ministry of Health. So yes, he's in order to come and make that statement as a statement coming to the people, yes. He hasn't referred to he didn't refer to, he has not referred to the committee, and I think he's made it clear. It's a ministry statement. The committee will be at liberty, you'll be at liberty to continue to interrogate this issue. Yeah, it doesn't affect your operations because you can still come and question the ministry. The ministry can appear before the committee and still question them on that issue. I think, Honorable Owen, let's just close this and move to the next statement. No, I think the comments were more based when people thought it was I'll just allow you, Honorable Karoli, but
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
very briefly though.
Yes, normally I'm very brief. Madam Speaker, ever since this particular matter came into public limelight, I think both the country and the House are addressing the wrong issue. Let me explain why. What is being touted as being supplied by a consortium led by Safaricom is nothing other than an information management system. It is a digital, as they call it, a digital superhighway. It is an information management system. What Safaricom has become an expert on doing is fronting contracts that are opaque, that are not transparent, as was evidenced by the one for surveillance of the city, and avoiding the tendering process. If you look at the amounts of money that are allocated to this particular process, 104 billion is equivalent to $700 million, which would capitalize a big insurance company to offer healthcare services to Kenyans. That is not the case here. We are being told that an information management system that is being acquired without competition, without transparency, will cost 104 billion, which was the amount for the first Eurobond Kenya ever borrowed. I mean, what we should be asking is the financial details of this transaction. What is the interest rate? What is the repayment period? This House should see the financial elements of this contract. This is a financing arrangement where a service provider walks to a user and says, okay, you don't have the money to do this, I will do this at this cost, without testing.
I think, Honorable...
Yes, that is what we should be talking about. This is a financial instrument. Yes.
Karoli Omondi, I think we've already settled it, that this matter is before the committee. It's before the committee, isn't it? Okay, what's your point of order, Honorable Chair?
Madam Speaker, I'm on a point of order. Honorable Karoli Omondi has claimed that this is a health information management system. But from my reading, the system there is not solely managing social health insurance, but provides for various components aimed at delivering a comprehensive and integrated health system for the country. These components encompass the development of a health information management system, that is one, a health information exchange platform, that is two, core business services such as provision of telemedicine, track and trace for pharmaceutical products. Yeah? You are not listening. The health information system is just one. There is track and trace for pharmaceutical products. There is core business services such as provision of telemedicine. There is development of a health exchange platform. It is many things. No, that is different things.
Okay,
you know, the problem is you are not listening.
Okay, Honorable Pukose. Okay, Honorable Pukose, I think now we are flogging a dead horse. Already, the committee is at liberty to interrogate this issue. The committee is at liberty to summon the Minister of Health. Honorable Pukose, don't defend the ministry position. There's no, and I'm saying you've read it. Let the committee will work on it. And obviously, it's obvious that members have questions. You'll deal with it at the committee level. We are not going to be able to deal with it here on the floor of the House. So let us end this debate, Honorable Owen. Yes, Honorable Owen.
I want to say this. You know, Honorable Karoli Omondi is a bright lawyer, and he understands what he's saying. And I also want to know more about these things that he's talking about. I also want to know more, Honorable Karoli. But you see, you're using the wrong path. Why don't we summon PPRA, the Public Procurement Regulatory Authority, to come and explain how they allowed that to happen? I also want to know how 104 billion would be used on this. But then, do you want to ask that to Honorable Pukose? There are people in this country that have been given a job to do that. I also want that Minister for Finance should come here and PPRA to come and explain to us how almost the value of a Eurobond would be used on one system. I want to know that. But then, do not attack Honorable Pukose on...
Your point, Honorable Owen. You've made your point. Okay, let us proceed to the next order of business. I think we have another statement from the Honorable Member for Funyula, Honorable Ounda.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. This is a request for statement. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security regarding the welfare of prison officers. Honorable Speaker, various reports, including the Masden Madoka Committee report of 2008.
The Honorable Member has just crossed the floor. Please go back. Proceed, Honorable Ounda.
Honorable Speaker, various reports, including the Masden Madoka Committee report of 2008, the Maraga Task Force report of 2023, and other Ministry of Interior and National Administration reviews, have repeatedly identified and documented the challenges facing the Kenya prison services. Despite these comprehensive evaluations and recommendations made, the situation remains largely unchanged. The state of affairs was affirmed in the Maraga Task Force report, which stated the situation remains the same as what the Madoka Committee established about 15 years ago. In essence, the conditions within the Kenya prison services remain precarious and pose a potential threat to national security if the service ultimately becomes dysfunctional. Honorable Speaker, it's against this backdrop that I request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Administration and Internal Security on the following. Number one, the status of implementation of the recommendations of the Maraga Task Force report, specifically in relation to the promotion of prison officers, some who have stagnated at the same job grade for over 10 years, and the constitution of the Prisons Council as provided for under Section 21C of the Prisons Act. Number two, any plans to provide, Honorable Speaker, decent housing for prison officers under the Affordable Housing Program, and if you saw, the status of these arrangements. And finally, number three, the status of harmonizations of the terms of service, including salaries, for all officers and the various services, specifically between the National Police Service and the Kenya Prison Service, to ensure parity and fairness, remuneration and working conditions. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, I think that statement will be dealt with by the Committee of Foreign Administration and Internal Security. Okay, next statement. Is there anybody from that committee, Administration and Internal Security?
In the mic. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. But that statement is to actually the State Department of Correctional Services, which falls under Justice and Legal Affairs. So I believe that will be the right committee which will handle the statement, and that can be done within 14 days if it is forwarded immediately to the State Department of Correctional Services.
Thank you for that correction. Now I remember actually that was moved to Justice and Legal Affairs. Okay. The next statement is by Honorable Member for Langata.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of the Standing Order 44.2c, I rise to request a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations regarding the current management and public access to Uhuru Gardens. Honorable Speaker, Uhuru Gardens is one of the Kenya's most significant national monumental facilities. It holds deep historical value as it is the site where the Kenyan flag was hoisted during the Declaration of Independence on the 12th December 1963. It symbolizes the birth of the nation and Kenya's freedom from colonial rule. The facility is a site that represents Kenyan national identity, national pride, where citizens can reflect on the country's history, achievement, and aspirations. For many years, Uhuru Gardens was available recreational space for the local community and tourists. The expansive green space allowed people to engage in physical activities such as morning runs, picnics, relaxation, and now more so content creation for the young people called the Gen Zs, hence promoting physical and mental well-being. Public access to such facilities is therefore essential for the community health and social cohesion. The situation changed when the facilities was placed under the military oversight, which has restricted public access. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I rise to request for a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations on the following. 1. Clarification whether Uhuru Gardens will remain an open public space as it was earlier or has become a space of controlled visits and access. 2. A report on the status of the completion of the renovation of Uhuru Gardens by the KDF and when will the public be granted access. 3. The reasons for permission of certain activities such as marathons, music concerts at Uhuru Gardens while the general public is denied access. 4. Plans in place to ensure that Uhuru Gardens is listed under the e-citizen platform, specifically the 222 portal, to allow citizens to make payments or bookings for the public access and events, thus ensuring accountability and transparency. I thank you, Madam Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. That particular statement will be marked to the Committee on Defense, Intelligence and Foreign Relations. Is there any member of that committee here? Okay, the Deputy Majority Leader, you'll ensure that that is acted on. And you can tell them they have 2 weeks to respond. Next is a statement by the Honorable Fatuma Zainabu, member for Migori.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the provision of Standing Order 44/2/C, I rise to request for a statement from the chairpersons of Departmental Committee on Environment, Forest, and Mining regarding mining activities in Makalda Gold Belt in Migori County. Honorable Speaker, the Makalda Gold Belt in Migori County is known for its riches in precious minerals such as gold and copper. The minerals are precious national resources that ought to be extracted for the benefit of the nation, the local communities, and the future generation as envisaged under Article 69 of the Constitution. It is of great concern that mining activities in Makalda seems uncoordinated, hence violating the rights of the residents to the benefit from the minerals. Additionally, in September 2023, the Cabinet Secretary for Environment, Climate Change and Forestry gazetted 6,165 acres of land in Makalda area as forest land, despite the land being ancestral home to over 20,000 households that have lived on and practiced artisanal mining on the land for many years. The gazettement of the land without public participation threatens the permanently disinherit residents of their ancestral land and disconnect them from lifelong benefits expected to accrue from the minerals in the region. This has caused spate of violence conflicts among artisanal miners and small mining companies and foreign mining companies as locals seek to preserve their right to land and the benefit from the mineral resources. Honorable Speaker, it is against this background that I seek a statement from the chairperson of the Departmental Committee on Environment, Forest, and Mining on the following. 1. Provide a report on all reconnaissance, prospecting, or mining licenses issued under the Mining Act Cap 306 for mining in Makalda, including details of the farms, terms of the licenses, the minerals in respect of each license, and the status of mining activities for each mineral. 2, criteria for award of mining licenses, and clarification on the reasons for granting licenses to foreign firms, including the number of local miners from Migori County granted mining licenses. 3, provide a report on whether the directive of cession of copper mining in Makalda region, citing its declaration as strategic mining, followed by the process set out in the Mining Strategic Mineral Regulation 2017, and if not, the reason for its enforcement in Makalda. 5, provision of report of payout of royalties to Migori County government and the local communities for minerals mined from Makalda, and if not, the reasons for non-remittance. And 6, steps being taken to resolve the stalemate between the locals and the foreign miners that led to closure of mining activities, and when the area will be reopened since it supports the livelihood of many. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Yes, Honorable Member, I can't quite see you.
Where Makalda sits.